I have reviewed Daniel's victim statement, and I deeply regret that I have caused him pain and suffering.
Nika Nikoubin, C370049. Good morning, Mr. Sgro.
For tomorrow morning.
No.
Sorry, we have the plate switched.
Oh, we're in trial, so they're switched, but you guys are good. Okay, this is the time and date set for sentencing. Are the parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I apologize. Can I get that last name one more time?
Nikoubin, page 6.
Thank you.
All right, my notes reflect the state is making no recommendation in this case. Is that still the state's position?
It is, Your Honor. However, we do have the victim here today, and he would like to make a statement.
He'll be allowed to speak last pursuant to statute.
Thank you.
All right, turning to you, Mr. Sgro or Ms. Bondy.
Do you mind I'll switch the podium?
Sure. I did review the sentencing memorandum filed in this case on July 30th, 2023.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I won't regurgitate the sentencing memorandum as you stated you reviewed it and the exhibits attached thereto. I do want to highlight a few key points. First, we are seeking on behalf of Ms. Nikoubin a sentence of 12 to 30 months to be imposed on both counts to run concurrently, suspended in favor of probation. Ms. Nikoubin is an ideal candidate for probation for a number of reasons. First, she has accepted responsibility for her conduct in this case. She's been out of custody on high-level electronic monitoring since last May without any issue. She has never failed to attend a court hearing. She has zero prior criminal record or negative law enforcement interaction. And this offense, while serious, did not result in substantial bodily harm to the victim and in fact result in very minor injuries. She is gainfully employed and about to start school at a new university this fall. She has an incredible support system, including her parents, who she lives with and who are both here today to support her. And most importantly, she has addressed the root cause of her behavior on the night of the incident, which I want to touch on a little bit further. Ms. Nikoubin unfortunately suffers from mental health issues and has been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder following a horrific sexual abuse when she was 18 years old, bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder with severe psychotic symptoms, as well as schizophrenia. It's important to note that she was diagnosed with all of these disorders just a couple of months before the incident. Ms. Nikoubin initially struggled to comply with her treatment regimen, and she left home following her diagnosis to come to Las Vegas, where she quickly stopped taking her medications. She was not taking her prescribed medications at the time of the offense. Dr. Bruce Frumpkin is a renowned forensic psychologist who evaluated Ms. Nikoubin and assessed a lot of the discovery in this case. It is Dr. Frumpkin's medical opinion that at the time of the offense, Ms. Nikoubin was in a full-blown psychotic state. It's also Dr. Frumpkin's opinion that at the time she gave a statement to law enforcement in which she claimed to have cut Mr. Trevino to avenge the death of General Soleimani, this statement was a product of a psychotic delusion and not reflective of her actual political beliefs. Dr. Frumpkin's assessment is also corroborated by law enforcement's investigation, where they found no evidence that Ms. Nikoubin had any ties to any terroristic organization. Since her release from custody, Ms. Nikoubin has made her mental health her priority. She immediately enrolled in treatment with a psychiatrist and a psychologist. She sees her psychiatrist frequently to modify and monitor her medication, and she sees her therapist/psychologist weekly. She's taken this experience as a true wake-up call, and she's horrified that she caused harm to anybody. She takes her medication religiously, and she has not had a psychotic episode since her release from custody. Importantly, her psychologist has noted in the sentencing memorandum that we provided to the court that she believes that if Nika were to be incarcerated, it would most likely have a negative effect on her mental health and undo much of Nika's progress in achieving mental stability. And then finally, Your Honor, I want to note that through working with Nika over the last year and a half, I found her to be a kind, compassionate, caring, and brilliant young woman. I truly do not believe this incident is reflective of who she is, and we're asking for leniency so she can prove to this court and the rest of the world that this was an aberration on her otherwise excellent character throughout her life, and she is destined to do good things. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bondy. Turning to you, Ms. Nikoubin, is there anything you wanted to say to me before I decide your sentence in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, firstly, I'd like to thank you for giving me an opportunity to address the court here today. I stand before you with a heavy heart, full of gravity of my actions and the consequences they carry. I want to express that I take full responsibility of my actions. I have recently found great inspiration by a quote by Bill Hybels. Storms draw something out of us that calm seas don't. These words resonate with me deeply and have experienced both storms and calm seas in my life. Today, I stand before you ready to confront the storms I have created and draw from it strength to change and grow. Allow me to share important aspects of my life, which are essential to understanding who I am as a person. I have a supporting and loving family, and both of my parents, who are present here today, if granted probation, I will be able to stay under their close supervision as they are committed into guiding me through this difficult time. My parents are my biggest role models and have always taught me the value of education. My family immigrated from Iran to America when I was 12 years old, and both of my parents are university professors in our home state of Texas. I have seen through them what hard work and dedication can achieve. I have achieved success in academics because of their support. I graduated number 3 in my class, and I was honored to deliver the commencement address at my high school graduation. I also achieved success in sports and leadership. I was a cheerleader and class president. Later, I graduated with an associate's degree in philosophy from Berkeley with a 4.0 GPA and aspired to complete my bachelor's degree and attend law school. I have been accepted to a 4-year university this fall, and I am thrilled to continue my educational journey. Beyond academics, I'm also an artist. I aspire to continue singing, and I want to inspire Persian women to participate in the arts. In Iran, cultural restrictions limit women's involvement in music, and it is a shame that women in Iran are not given the privilege to express themselves like I have done in the US. I am also committed to serving my community. I have previously volunteered as a grant writer for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of North Texas, and I achieved recognition of semifinalists for grants valued at $100,000, contributing to the dreams of children facing life-threatening illnesses. Additionally, I have been actively employed for the past 6 years, with the exception of a couple of months that I was a full-time student, and more recently, I've decided to make a career change. My first job was participating in the U.S. Army Educational Outreach Program. I am now currently a manager and a fitness instructor at a fitness studio in the DFW. It is against this backdrop that I came to face mental health issues following a traumatic experience in college. I was raped when I was 18 years old by another student. At the time, I did not fully realize the impact that this experience had on me and my mental health. A month prior to my arrest, I was admitted to a mental health facility for 10 days. I was diagnosed with a number of disorders, including severe depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. These diagnoses were deeply upsetting to me, and I truly was in denial. While I was prescribed medication to treat my disorders, I initially struggled to properly follow my treatment regimen. My mental health worsened because of my isolation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. My mental health struggle plays a major role in this incident for which I am sentenced here today. This incident itself is difficult for me to remember, and at the time I struggled to understand what was real and what was not. And I remember feeling frightened and paranoid. My arrest was a true wake-up call, and in some ways I credit to saving my life. Since my release, I have sought treatment, remained compliant with my medication, attended weekly therapy, passed regular drug screenings. My mood has been stable ever since. I understand now that it is crucial for not only my own health, but for the safety of others, to maintain stability and maintain my bipolar disorder and schizophrenia effectively. Most importantly, Your Honor, I want to express my deepest apologies to the victim, Daniel, and to the state of Nevada for the harm that I have caused. I have reviewed Daniel's victim statement, and I deeply regret that I have caused him pain and suffering. I would like him to know that my actions of the night of the incident had nothing to do with him. Personally, he did nothing to deserve what happened to him, and I hope this apology will aid in his healing journey. Your Honor, I want to emphasize that this incident was an arbitration in my life, an isolated incident of poor judgment, fueled by what doctors describe as a mental health breakdown. It does not define who I am as a person, nor does it negate the 23 years of hard work, achievement, and positive contributions I have made to society. In closing, Your Honor, I stand before you with a heavy heart and sincere desire to make amends.
I acknowledge the pain I've caused and take full responsibility for my actions. I'm grateful for the love and support of my family, friends, co-workers, mental health professionals who have submitted letters to this court for your consideration. I am determined to learn from this experience. Thank you, Your Honor. For your time and consideration, I respectfully request your leniency, and I've taken steps and will continue to take necessary steps to ensure that something like this will never happen again. I humbly request that you allow me this opportunity to continue to prove that I am a responsible, contributing member to society. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state will ask Mr. Trevino to move forward.
Okay.
Please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please state and spell both your first and last names for the record.
Daniel Trevino, Daniel Trevino.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino, and thank you for being here. What did you want to tell me about this crime and the impact that it's had on your life?
Well, first of all, good morning, Your Honor. Firstly, I'd like to say that, what happened to me was very unfortunate and shouldn't have happened to anybody, Of course, as you know, it was a blind date that ended horribly. And since then, I've been not okay, It took me a while to kind of reach out to get support. Now, things that have changed is like I go see therapy now because of the incident, and sometimes I just remember it, I have the scars to show for it as well. What I would like to say that since the beginning, I've always just had the mindset of just wanting this whole situation to be concluded with. Just like I told Jay Rahman and Mr. Corey Hall that I've chosen not to press charges. But mostly, I've chosen to forgive. But whatever the law has, whatever the law decides to do, that's up to the law.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so sorry that this happened to you, and like Mr. Nikoubin said, this is in no way, you deserve none of this, and your forgiveness is really incredible. Thank you for being here. In light of the circumstances surrounding this case, as well as the steps that Ms. Nikoubin has taken to address those circumstances, I find that a probation would be an appropriate sentence here. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, Ms. Nikoubin is hereby judged guilty of counts 1 and 2, false imprisonment with use of a deadly weapon, both be felonies. I'm going to impose the $25 administrative assessment fee, $3 DNA collection fee, $150 DNA fee, as well as the test. Count 1, she is sentenced to 24 to 60 months, Nevada Department of Corrections, suspended for a period not to exceed 36 months. During that time, she will be subject to the standard terms of probation. Additionally, there will be the digital search clause. She needs to continue with her psychiatric treatment and therapy, including medication, and do 100 hours of community service throughout the term of her probation. Count 2, 24 to 60 months to run concurrent, same conditions. You need to report to PNP within 48 hours to begin your probation. I have no objection to you serving this on interstate compact. However, that's not an automatic thing. You do need to go to PNP, give them proof that you do reside in the state of Texas and information about that, and then stay in Nevada until that process can be completed. Good luck. I hope that you are able to stay on the continued path that you've started here, and that we never see you back here under similar circumstances.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
Sure.
What's the court's protocol with the ankle monitor?
House arrest is removed at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, good luck.
25.
Okay. We are moving.